side of Lumen Field in the Soto District of Seattle. Today, a good one in the NFC West. It's the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson with you, the kicker, Chad Riley. Gonna get things started. Off we go from Lumen Field. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Seahawks come out, and they are led by a new quarterback, Sam Darnold. From USC, he's bounced around for his first 7 seasons. This is 5th different franchise as he starts year 8 in the NFL. And Greg, it's year 1 with the Seahawks.
To say last changed the trajectory of Sam Darnold's career feels a little bit like an understatement, doesn't it, Mike? I mean, the year he had in Minnesota alongside head coach Kevin O'Connell by far was the best year of his career. And it's a guy, Seattle paid him what they did to come in, replace Geno Smith as the starting quarterback. So now the question is, years ago under Kyle Shanahan, 1 year under Kevin O'Connell, can he now bring that to Seattle and have that same level of success and take them back to the playoffs?
They'll try again after the incompletion. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. This one snagged by Smith and Jigba. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. It was caught. They were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. He's going to have the 1st down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. If you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
And he'll be brought down, but what a run. Down to the 40. They'll pick up 23 on that one. 1st down, Seattle.
I think it's clear this is something this offense wants to major in, the ability to run the ball effectively against this defense. And after that big game, you have to imagine they're going to come back to it and dare him to stop it.
Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Shaheed in motion. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Darnold. That's deep for the back of the end zone. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation. And for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks will take a 3-0 lead.
And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good, positive result.
Points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. This returnable, it's DeMercado. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So out comes the Arizona offense for the first time. They're going to be led out by their veteran signal caller out of NC State. It's Jacoby Brissett.
Whenever he comes in the game, you know exactly what you're going to get. He may not be one of the ultra-talented superstars or anything like that at the quarterback position, but he's a reliable presence in the huddle. He brings a lot of stability to this role, and he is capable of doing his job well and more than giving your team a fighting chance.
They'll run. It's Amari DeMercado. He'll take this ahead. It's a pickup of 3. Devin Witherspoon up from the secondary to make the play.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They face 2nd down and 7. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. The defense stringing him out. No gain. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
You can just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Working out of the gun, here's Brissett. He's got his receiver, it's Jones. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 70 yards. Touchdown, Arizona. 3rd down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the 1st down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that 1st down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
Chad Ryland now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Cardinals move out to a 7-3 lead.
Seahawks 3.
Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Seahawks offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. Here's Darnold. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 33-yard line.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 6. Off the bootleg, here's Darnold. That one swung out wide to Walker. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
On 3rd and 2, it's Darnold. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. And play halted for a moment. We have an injured Seahawk player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. So it's 4th down. The Seahawks send out the Aussie Michael Dixon to punt. And on the return for the Cardinals, it's Greg Dortch. Take this in back at the 16. The Cardinals offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. And here's Brissett. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. Ernest Jones getting in there to drop him. It'll be a loss of 7 to start this drive.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. That's Harrison in motion. The rush gets there. He goes down back inside the 5-yard line. Byron Murphy getting in for the sack, and now it's going to be 3rd and a mile.
The offense's backs were already up against the wall, and after suffering that last sack, it's all but eliminated whatever breathing room they had left, and for the rest of this drive, they don't have much room for error at all.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Now DeMarcado. And they'll only get a couple on this one, so the defense holds, and it brings up 4th down.
The defense is willing to just give up that run every single time. I mean, they're going to leave guys as far back as they can to protect the sticks. And in this case, flow to the ball, make an open field tackle, get off the field.
The Cardinals lining up for a punt, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. And it'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. Out comes the Seattle offense as they get ready for their next possession. They'll start from the plus side of midfield, looking to possibly take the lead here. It's 1st and 10. First run of the game here with Zach Charbonnet. And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Throwing, Darnold. That's to the right side and incomplete. Cooper Kupp was the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up a third down.
13.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to...
And he'll be taken down. They got him back at the 50-yard line.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
Okay, this is it. I'm not having fun anymore.
Here's Michael Dixon now. He'll punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. This will start from the 12, trying to put a drive together here. It's 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
We're set to throw on 2nd down. We'll set up the screen to DeMercado. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
To Amari DeMercado. 5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Here now, 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun is Brissett. Pushed out to his left. He'll try and get there on the ground. A gain there of 24 yards. It's an Arizona 1st down.
And the Cardinals 1st down. 24-yard gain on the play. 1st down, Arizona.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on a big scramble. He's able to pick up the 1st down to keep the drive alive.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
And that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, Mike, make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point, and does a great job forcing the incomplete pass.
Throwing on 2nd down. Brissett. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
On 3rd down, they'll throw with Brissett. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
On the scramble.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
Here's the punter now. He's on for the 2nd time to try to get something inside the 10. Here's Horton. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Seahawks offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Here's a zone read to start the drive. And he'll force his way forward, maybe a yard. 2nd down coming up.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 8. Off the play fake. Here's Darnold. Throw right side, hauled in by Cuts. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
4 brings up.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
3rd and short yardage, and here's Darnold. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the 1st down.
A 7-yard gain. That's good for a Seahawks 1st down.
They were able to complete this pass, but how often do we see these running backs run these angle routes and they catch it in stride and run a hole through the defense? So, I know the defense gave up some yards here, but it could have been a lot worse.
Here's Walker. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this 1st quarter.
At the 42-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up
1 quarter in the books. The Cardinals have the early edge in this one. Greg and I back in the Great Northwest in a moment. Seahawks football beginning this 2nd quarter. They have it 2nd and 4 coming up. Keep it on the ground and keep it with Walker. He will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 3.
Tight end, the motion man to the right. To throw is Darnold. Forced out left. He'll try to run for it. And he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully, and it's a 1st down.
Anytime a quarterback decides to tuck it and turn himself into a runner, you can just feel the sideline hold their breath. They're just hoping that he gets down, picks up enough for the 1st down, but more importantly, protects himself so he can get himself back up and continue on.
Throwing on 1st and 10 is Darnold. He'll get this complete to Walker. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Cardinals' 47-yard line.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. Now Darnold. Looking for his tight end there, but led him too far. That's an incompletion.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Throwing on 3rd down is Darnold. Got it with Smith and Jigba. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. Touchdown, Seattle. What a job to finish the play with a touchdown. The catch and carry and the carry part, Greg, that was the most impressive there.
Well, you said it, Mike. The catch was nice. but it's what can you do after the catch that really separates guys in this league. And in this case, he did plenty because it ended up in a touchdown.
Jason Myers on to attempt the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Seahawks are on top. It's now 10-7.
Cardinals 7.
After the TD, Myers comes on now to kick it away. Dortch now to return it. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Cards offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. On the ground, DeMarcado. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
On 2nd down, it's Brissett. Catch left side is made by Higgins.
It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
Third and 5. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. That is DeMarcus Lawrence in there for the sack.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Here's their punter now. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. This returnable from inside his own 40. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. That's where the offense will take over. The Seahawks offense and Jackson Smith and Jigba ready to get back to work. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. He'll locate Cup. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. That's his 3rd catch of this first half and good enough for a 1st down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the 1st down.
Smith and Jigba left side, he's got it. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
Darnold now on 1st and 10. His pass taken in by Shaheed. And he'll get about 3 as he's forced out of bounds.
At the 26-yard line.
So he makes his first catch of the day, and even though it doesn't look like much, Mike, sometimes those are the touches that you can build off of. You know, it's like in basketball, what they say, sometimes you just need to see the ball go through the hoop.
To throw again is Darnold. They'll try to set up the screen here with Walker. And it looks like he's going to come up just short of the first down. Out of bounds, a yard shy of what they needed, so they'll have to pick it up on 3rd down. They'll try to sneak it here, and it looks like he's going to have that first down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. They convert on 3rd down.
Another Seahawks first down.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
On 1st and 10, here comes Walker. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
He's brought down at the 15-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Second down, they need 7. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. Shaheed with the catch. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Seahawks are going to be set up. 1st and goal. He's out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
First down.
Those plays are killers for a defense. You think you have the quarterback hemmed in. You think you have a chance for your pass rush to get you off the field. Instead, he gets away, picks up some tough yards, and sets his team up 1st and goal.
Off the play fake, it's Darnold. That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. Touchdown, Seahawks. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Myers now to add the PAT. The kick is good. And the Seahawks will get out in front 17-7. After the TD, Myers comes on now to kick it away. This returnable, it's DeMercado. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Cardinals offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. They'll run. It's DeMarcado. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
Working out of the gun, here's Brissett. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That non-verbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Cardinals.
It's a pretty simple read. It's man coverage. They run a little interference on the inside, and that makes it hard for the defender to stick with their man, and it leads to an easy pitch and catch.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Here's a toss as they look to run. And he proves tough to bring down. Good running across midfield. A gain of 8 that time.
48-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2.
From the 48-yard line, here's second and 2. Here's a designed run. And nowhere to go on that one. They lifted him up and threw him down behind the line. And a stoppage here for injury. One of the Cardinals shaken up. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. They need 8 as they come up for third down. He'll drop to throw. He's going to keep it himself. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And it looked like the Cardinals were quick to react and get on it. So no turnover. They keep the ball.
These are the opportunities that just kill defensive coordinators. You got the ball loose. You did everything you want. But now you got to recover it. You need better pursuit to the ball, more bodies around the ball carrier. Because when that ball pops out, you've got to be on it. These opportunities don't come around often, and when they do, you got to seize the moment.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. The Seahawks offense and Sam Darnold heading back on the field. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. Spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. The drive begins at the 20. Here's first and 10. This drive starts on the ground with Walker. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
He'll try again here, second and 10. Smith in Jigba, the man in motion. Darnold to throw on second down. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
A 2-yard pickup makes it third and
8. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. We're back to Seattle after this. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes third down. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. It's complete. He's got caught. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
That's good for a Seahawks.
20 yards on that pass play. It's good for a Seahawks first down.
So here's a play, Mike, that is clearly designed to attack the middle third of the field. So think it's roughly the space between the numbers. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And once he understood where his leverage was and he gets his head around, great job by the quarterback on time, delivering a strike.
He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
This one not quite on target. Nothing too much. That one falls incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
From the gun, on third down, it's Darnold. Down the field, but it falls incomplete.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable, and as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Cardinals offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. That's Harrison in motion. On play action, he'll set up to throw.
You see so many of these crossing concepts, Mike, at every level of football because they're good versus man, they're good versus zone, and the best thing they do is they get the ball out of the quarterback's hand and in a good position for run after catch.
Second and a yard. They'll look to throw. He'll tuck it and take off. And he'll be taken down at the 40-yard line. Now a timeout charge to Arizona. That is their second, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll come up first and 10 at the 40. Back to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Now, this is something that we typically see out of maybe a more veteran quarterback, not necessarily a rookie, but just having a really nice sense of game management, throw the ball away, and live for the next down.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. He'll step up and run this. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And the Seahawks have come up with the recovery.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
The Seahawks offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with first down. this down inside the 45.
And the Seahawks, first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Throw on first down is Darnold. Short pass taken in by the tight end. He'll be out of bounds. Decent pickup of 5 on first down.
At the 38-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4.
Here comes second and 4. To throw is Darnold. That one swung out wide to Walker. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
A 5-yard gain.
Timeout Seahawks. That is their second as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Darnold to the air once more. Throw right side, hauled in by Cup. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
That's another Seahawks.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So they send out Jason Myers for this field goal. This from 40 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Seahawks will extend their third quarter lead.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. Welcome back, everyone, for quarter number 3. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Dortch now to return it. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Cardinals offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. The third quarter begins with a run. And the struggles in the running game continue. They take him down behind the line.
With the struggles they had running the ball in the first half, Mike, it makes sense that they're trying here early in the second to get this ball carrier going. But this last run's not going to do him any favors. Another rush, another loss of yards.
After the loss of 3, it is second and 13. Brissett gonna throw. This one is complete along the sideline. A very nice job to fit that ball in. It'll be a modest kick.
The best guys I've been around, Mike, they have a sense where they can see the ball but they can feel the sideline. And that's kind of an innate sense that these guys have that allows them to concentrate and secure the catch and ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
That's Jones in motion. Third and short yardage. It's Brissett. He's got his man. Complete to Wilson. He's going to have the first down. So they convert on third down with a pickup of 9.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start. There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain.
They'll stick with him again. And the woes in the running game continue. They're going to subtract yards there. A loss on the play.
Back at the 42.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
He's got his man. It's Harrison. A pickup of 15 in the air. It's good for a Cardinals first down.
15 yards. And the Cardinals first down. A gain of 15. And the
This is
Cardinals
clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that.
The ball comes out. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football and get on it to keep possession.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
To throw is Brissett. This one going to be sniffed out, blown up in the backfield.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell on the drop of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
On third and long, here's Brissett. And that is incomplete.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
And that's a big beauty. Out of bounds at the 6-yard line. The Seahawks offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start first and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. By Cup, and he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. A big play after being backed up, 36 yards.
42-yard line.
This guy has just such a knack for getting open, Mike, and whenever they're looking for that big play, he's usually one of the guys at the top of the progression, and it's pretty easy to see why.
They'll go play action with Darnold. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7 at the 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second down and 7. Straight ahead, it's Walker. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A pickup of 14 on that one. First down, Seattle.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
And he'll get forward for a couple. That's melted. There to get him down.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Off the play fake. Here's Darnold. That's caught. It's A.J. Barner, the tight end. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. A big play for Seattle. And even 30 yards.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. Touchdown, Seahawks. That is his third touchdown of the afternoon. Greg, that is a dream for a quarterback and a receiver. Give me time to get open, and they do for the score.
I don't care who your secondary players are, Mike. You could give me the best 5 defensive backs in the league. You cannot stress the coverage for that amount of time. You have to get after the quarterback, so hats off to the offensive line. They did their job, and quarterback hung in there, and he found himself 1 for 6.
He's going to try to do it himself. And he is not going to get in. Stopped on the try for 2. The lead remains right where it is.
So you give up a touchdown on defense. The question is, how are you going to respond on the 2-point try? Well, respond did they ever? Big difference giving up 8 than there is giving up 6.
After the TD, Myers comes on now to kick it away. Dortch now to return it. Now an opening past the 30. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Mercado. And despite a nice juke, we're going to get a yard to show. Second down.
20-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Now, Brissett. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. Byron Murphy in there for a loss of 5 on the sack. And now it's third down.
Mike, this isn't real complicated. You're just not going to win a lot of NFL games when you continue to give up sacks at the rate that they are. I mean, this is just a complete disaster for this offensive line, and if they don't get it fixed, this game could be a runaway.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. Working out of the gun, here's Brissett. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. He needed 13 and got 14 for the first down.
And while it ultimately worked out for him this time, Mike, this is not a throw he wants to make a habit of, because that was risky. When he threw it, I thought that ball was being picked. I think he got away with one here, results in a big pickup, and get a fresh set of downs.
What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up second and short.
Nick Emmanwori on the stop. It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2 on the Seahawks' 42-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. A short one here, caught by McBride. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a first down.
It's first down, and they'll run. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be second down.
The tackle made by Julian Love. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2 at the 26-yard line.
They'll give on the ground. And he'll get this inside the 20. A nice run. They're in the red zone. It's first down.
A gain of 10 yards.
For that play to work, Mike, you have to distort the defensive line at the point of attack. And what that means is the offensive lineman, you need one of them to win their block. Move the defender out of his gap. Because when you do, you can see there is a nice run lane for the back to hit.
On the toss, they'll run. And their woes in the running game continue. He's going to be taken down behind the line.
That was just a race to the edge, and in this case, Mike, he just wasn't the winner. I mean, at this point, when the defense is out there waiting for you, it's tough for any runner in this league to even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
So after the loss on first, here's second and 14. Operating from the gun is Brissett. This one underneath to DeMercado. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
Third and 9. Brissett will set up the screen to DeMercado. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. It'll bring up fourth down.
It's fourth down. Chad Ryland on for the field goal.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So, on fourth down, out comes Chad Ryland for the Arizona field goal. Good snap. Good hold. Good kick. And the Cardinals are back within 2 scores. So Ryland now, following the made field goal, back out to kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Seahawks offense and Sam Darnold heading back on the field. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Tight end going in motion here. Throwing on 1st and 10 is Darnold. He'll get this complete to Walker. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
At the 34-yard line.
Now an option here, left side. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
He's gonna air this one out. He's got it! And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. A big play for Seattle. 38 yards.
Both pre-snap and post-snap. This is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play. Wise decision, especially at this stage of the game. You certainly don't want to force something and let the other guys right back into the game.
2nd and 10. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. That is a gain of 20. And what a chance now. 1st and goal coming up.
1st down and goal to go.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the 4th quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So, really nice job, We're going to see if they can put this one out.
Here's Walker. And a short pickup down inside the 10.
At the 9-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Now, here's 2nd and goal. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. And some space opening up as he works it down to the 2.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now, it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
Line of scrimmage, the 2-yard line. It's 3rd down and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Darnold. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. Jalen Thompson, the safety, coming hard to record the sack.
With the right personnel, the safety position is like the ultimate chess piece, right? You can put him in center field to play pass. You can bring him up and make him a pseudo linebacker, but you also can bring him on pressure, Mike, and that's what this guy does so well. The timing and the speed, he got there in a hurry.
So they send out Jason Myers for this field goal. This, about as short as you can get. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
So Myers back out there at the field goal a moment ago. Now set to kick this one away. Dortch now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Cards offense ready to see what they can do. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Now, it's Brissett. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Michael Wilson that time. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
And when you look down the field, Mike, there's just really nobody creating any real separation, and instead he tries to give one of his guys a 50-50 contested catch opportunity, but with the coverage as tight as it was, it just falls incomplete.
He'll step up and run. A gain there of 23 yards. It's an Arizona 1st down.
The challenge of defending a dual-threat quarterback in the NFL, Mike, is that you just don't see them week in and week out, maybe like you do in college. So in this case, you defend everything perfectly downfield, but it's hard to account for a quarterback who can run. He escapes the pressure, tucks it down himself, and he picks up a big gain.
And the strength on display rambling from tacklers for a gain of 8 yards.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
From the 41, it's 2nd and 1. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the 1st down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Throw it. Brissett. He'll try and get there on the ground. And that's a veteran quarterback doing what veterans do. Don't take the extra hit. Got the 1st down, get down. The drive continues.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
This is exactly how it's supposed to look on 3rd down. His eyes are downfield, nothing materializes. He quickly decides he can do it himself, picks up the 1st down, and then to protect himself with the slide, well done.
To throw, it's Brissett on 1st and 10. And they'll get it up 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 4.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Brissett gonna throw. He'll get that complete to Harrison. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
That's another.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
He's able to tiptoe around one tackler, but not the second. He's taken down right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
So they're not going to get the yardage to reflect it, but I actually thought that was a pretty nice job by the running back, at least getting back to the original line of scrimmage. This offensive line, they've got to do a better job getting him through untouched. His yards before contact got to be better.
And he will score! Amari DiMercado. Touchdown, Arizona. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a two-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Now Ryland for the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Cardinals are able to cut into the deficit.
29, Cardinals 17.
Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. This returnable from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense and Kenneth Walker ready to take over once more. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and they've made him a real weapon in the passing game. Darnold now on 1st and 10. Very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
I'm not so sure he would have picked up the first down had they connected either way, but still, disappointing outcome to not at least get a handful of positive yards on that last one.
Throwing on 2nd down, Darnold. He'll check this down to the running back. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
To throw is Darnold. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line.
A gain of 12
A pickup of 12 yards. It's good for a Seahawks first down.
1st and 10.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, you might be running out of time.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. On the handoff, this is Walker. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line. A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. It's complete. He's got caught. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. He's over 100 receiving yards on the afternoon now, and a first down to boot.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 9. Once again, it's Walker. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now a timeout charge to Arizona. That is their 2nd. We'll talk things over before 3rd down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
So they send out Jason Myers for this field goal. Officially an even 50-yard attempt. Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
17.
So Myers back out there at the field goal a moment ago. Now set to kick this one away. Dortch now to return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Cardinals offense make their way out to take over once more. First down, we're set. Rush comes, they're setting up the screen, and he's going to be taken down at the 37. They get 11, and quickly pick up the first down.
And despite things looking pretty bleak at the moment, I think you got to respect the fact they're out there swinging. They're trying to pull off a double-digit comeback here in the fourth quarter.
Time is an issue. 1 timeout, 2-minute warning to work with, but they need points. First down and 10. That's caught over the middle. It's Wilson. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. What a way to start this drive. A second big play. This one for 22. Here's 1st and 10.
And the Cardinals first down.
They'll drop to throw. They'll try to set up the screen here. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on first down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
Over the middle, it's Harrison. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
It's a gain of
14 yards on that pass play there. It's good for a Cardinals first down.
A gain of 14. First down, Arizona.
To the air again is Brissett. He takes off.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Here comes second down. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Byron Murphy gets him for a loss of 7. And now it's third down.
And anytime this offense gets themselves going in the right direction, it just seems like the pass rush finds a way to make a play of their own, and they have completely dominated this game up until this point. I mean, it is no surprise they're playing with the lead as a result. This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. This is caught. He's got a long way to go.
To Amari DiMercado. Result of the play is a turnover on downs.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin first and 10. Only one timeout remaining for the defense as they take a knee. So the 12th man, a factor here as it's a win for the Seahawks. They proved much the best in this one. Get a solid performance in all three phases of the game. Ride that to victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olsen and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Seahawks. As we say, so long from Seattle.